This one sign. About to do this documentary with Shark Man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all patch in, y'all tune in. Got some good stuff coming up right now. Yeah. Man, what started me off rapping, pretty much what got every person that you're about to see on all of these episodes rapping. It's just the love of the culture, man. It's just hip hop was just a part of our way of living, and man, just we grew up in that. Most of us grew up in the 90s, so that was just what was going on at the time. So what got me started was just finding out that it was something we could all do together. Me and my family, my cousins, we would just imitate what we heard, and you know, just that's what was popping at the time. So we were just feeling real cool that we were able to mimic what we were listening to and just vibe out and be like, yo, I could do that, you can't do that, we could do that. But rapping was just something that was just the epidemic of the time, and it was something good to just be able to feel cool about, man. And the ways the messages were getting delivered at the time, it's just, we all just got sucked in to the way hip hop was at the time. Producing, that happened a little bit later. I guess I could get into that a little bit. Producing happened, matter of fact, when I was in 8th grade, there was almost like Reason, but not Reason. It was called Hip Hop EJ. It was like, I guess, one of the first ones they ever made. And they gave you a bank of sounds and you just put them together. I remember I was in 8th grade and it was in this computer class and they told me, hey, you got this little program. And I said, man, what? I was excited, so I started putting little things together, making beats. I was like, this is cool. So that's where it stopped though, until I got older. And man, it probably happened maybe like 7 years deep into rapping, where I was like, okay, I'm gonna try to make some beats, and that's the producing aspect of how. I mean, I'm not fully into that, but as an engineer, it just happens. You just kind of get with it. You know what I'm saying? It just works like that. So that's how that happened for me. Getting into rap was something that it drew me in. I grabbed it and I wrote it, and that's what I'm sitting here. Who I made music with in the beginning was my boy Danny and Mike and Eric. We had this group called 361, and this was in the beginning. I think it was like 15. Oh, you know what? Matter of fact, hold on. Let me pause that step back. Actually, my sister Mimi, when I lived out in Michigan for a while, she actually got me writing into it. I wrote a couple of things, but I didn't write too much. But when I went out there to Michigan, the whole dynamics of my life changed, and it was different. So she was writing, and she kicked me back and told me, you should probably start writing. So we started writing up there, freestyling with them up there. And then I came back, and then that's when I got into the group with them. And that's when I got real serious. Well, as serious as a 15-year-old, 16-year-old could be. And basically we put this group together. Of course, we downloaded beats like always, you know what I'm saying? Just like it was in the beginning. So really, to backtrack for myself, one of the first times I ever recorded was over instrumentals. Crazy, because that's what we would do. We'd go to Walmart, buy the CDs, the single CDs, and then you get the actual song and you get the instrumental with it too. So that's what we started on too. So same thing, we would get all the major records, the instrumentals, we'd download them on the computer, and just make songs like that. Trying to see where it can come out. So those were the first group of people that I was like really solidified with, trying to make music, and that's pretty much where it began. You know what I'm saying? The first time I wrote a track, embarrassing to be honest with you, because I didn't know what the heck I was doing at first. It was kind of weird, like, all right, this is 16, I didn't understand measures at the time. However, it was cool once I was done. It was embarrassing, but it was cool because I didn't know how to record. Man, at the time, we were busting little youngsters in school, man. We didn't have money like that, so I had the computer. My boy we went to Best Buy to go buy like a $20 mic. And matter of fact, no, we didn't have the mic yet. We were using headphones, and for anybody who's been doing music long enough, you'll definitely know that when you put a headphone into a microphone input, the left side of that headphone now becomes a microphone. So we did that before we went to Best Buy to get that $20 mic. So I had this little busted headphone, you know, the old school, little cheap little headphone, man, just rocking it and recording it, trying to hear it, man. Garbage. But it was cool, man. It was really cool because it was a craft, you know what I'm saying? Something I had been digging since we were young. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact, kind of throwback here, but a shout out to Green. Me and him, when we were young in 4th grade, man, at 4th grade, me and him were in 4th grade. I'll never forget this moment. He'll never forget it either. We talk about it often. Is we sat on the stoop of Robert Wilson in the front of the school, talking about Pocket and Bone, and we're like, man, when we grow up, bro, we're gonna be rappers, man. We're gonna be rappers when we grow up, man. And we were so confident that we were gonna grow up to be, you know, it's crazy. We grew up and we were rappers. It's cool. So, you know, doing that because the desire was there. We wanted to, you know what I'm saying? It felt cool. It felt real cool to record your first record, you know what I'm saying? Even though it wasn't like a real record. It was just like, you write a verse, we're gonna write the hook, you know what I'm saying? And everything's gonna be fine, man. So, it was cool, man. It was really, really cool to really just step into the ring, so to speak, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, so, what does it feel like to perform one of my songs? Awkward. I hate the limelight. I hate the spotlight. Everybody knows me, that's why I've never really stepped out, because I don't care for that kind of attention. So when I did it, my first song, when I was done, I think there was 2 people standing in front of the stage. It was so empty. The club was so empty. There was nobody even there. I felt dumb. I felt awkward. I think we all felt awkward because there wasn't nobody there, man. But then as I got older and I finally started doing more stuff, and then I really performed, which is not even long ago. Matter of fact, maybe about, I say about 2 years ago or so, maybe 3 years ago, when I actually started like really trying to get into performing. It was different because when my music and y'all tune in, y'all patch in, and y'all hear what I'm you know what I'm saying, delivering and stuff. It's not real hyped up, and there's some energetic stuff, but not everything's energetic, you know what I'm saying? A lot of it's just storytelling mode, you know what I mean? So it's kind of different when you're on stage telling stories, you know what I'm saying? So people, my first show that I ever did was a hip-hop showcase here in Corpus, you know what I'm saying? It was a Christian one, you know what I'm saying? It was part of the church, and we were out there, and it was weird because everybody was just staring at me like, and I thought I did something wrong because I'm like, y'all were cheering for them, clapping for them and whatnot, but y'all just staring at me. It felt awkward. I didn't know what to feel. Come to find out later, it was just that they were captivated by what I was saying, and I had no idea that was taking place, you know, at the time. So it was that was real cool to know that it was actually capturing the audience in the way that I designed my music to do, to get that attention like that and have them really just zone into what I'm saying and understand the message behind my lyrics, you know what I mean? So that was really, really, really cool. So yeah, that was my first 2 times recorded. That's what it felt like for me. The first time was awkward, the second time was awkward, but it had meaning behind the second time, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how it was for me. So who gave me a chance? Man, my boy Leo, or Peasy Main, y'all know who he is, straight out the house fam. He was the first one whenever we first started recording. I didn't know nobody in the game. I mean, I knew people, but I didn't know them yet. I just barely started getting my feet wet. And he was the only one that opened up his studio to me, opened up his house, you know, and I really appreciated that. He didn't know me, but he said, okay, come in, come record. Didn't charge me nothing. Charge other people, but he didn't charge me nothing. So he was one of the first persons that actually gave me a chance. And then when I hit about 19 years old, I don't want to say he's my friend, because he ain't my friend. I call him my brother. You know what I'm saying? My brother Noe, he had a studio, and he catch me in, and he gave me a chance as well. You know what I'm saying? So those were the first 2 people that really gave me a chance when I first started my rap. So have I ever felt discouraged, down, and wanting to let go of the craft? That's rhetorical. Every single artist, no matter what the medium, they all want to stop sometime, because we always feel like, well, for me at least, I feel like, well, that person's better than me. I ain't doing it like that. Yeah, so there's many times I want to give up. Many times. Because I'm not just an artist, I'm an engineer as well, you know, so I even want to give up on engineering. I'm like, I ain't mixing like them. You know, I don't mix like that. You know what I'm saying? I get like that. But my artistry, it's just to give y'all a little bitty background. One of the main reasons why I didn't proceed in putting myself out there was it had a lot to do with fear of how I cared about people, how they looked at me. Because, you know what I'm saying, a lot of y'all are gonna find out, if y'all don't know me, if you never heard me, that you're gonna hear my music and then say, that's him? Yeah, that's why. I was real nervous about standing out. You know what I'm saying? I felt like standing out was not the way to be. One, because I didn't like attention, like I said earlier. I'm not in for the attention. And two, I just like, well, it's just a little bit too far off of what everybody else is doing, so I don't feel like it's gonna work. However, we gotta push past that, man. You know what I'm saying? I was designed for a purpose, and I know that God put me on this earth to give His messages out here to these people, and that's exactly what I'm here to do. You know, so I have to push past the discouragement. You know what I'm saying? And I encourage y'all to do the same. You know what I'm saying? If this is what, you know what I'm saying, you feel your call led to, then push past that. But yeah, definitely days, weeks, months. I mean, I put it away for years at a time sometimes. Like, nah, I ain't pursuing that no more. Discouraged and hurt by it. One thing I can tell every person who's ever done music, you're a producer, you're a rapper, you're a singer, once you touch music, you can never not pick it back up. You will always go back to it every time. Never fails, you know what I'm saying? So even if discouragement comes, I guarantee you're gonna pick it right back up one of these days. It's just gonna call you and be like, I miss you too. Come on now, let's go play. And you're gonna do it. So yeah, discouragements come, but I pushed that a long time ago out of my face, and it don't phase me no more like it used to. And hopefully y'all get to that point too, you know what I'm saying? So who do I listen to? Big question, right? Well, to be honest with y'all, in my former days before my transformation into the kingdom of God, I listened to a lot of East Coast influenced music. Nas, you know what I'm saying? Jay-Z, you know, the basic mainstream. Everybody listens to the basic mainstream. Nas and Jay-Z, and I listen to a lot of Chi-Town stuff too, man. Stuff with the message, stuff beat message, Wu-Tang. We all listen to Wu-Tang. I wasn't too southbound. Yeah, of course I like pop. We all know everybody like pop, man. Pop is pop, you know what I'm saying, to say the least. And they had meaning back then. You know, hip-hop took a whole 180 and started walking a different direction. So my influences when I was first starting was that, you know, a lot of them. Now there's some artists that I'm gonna put y'all on here so y'all can understand. Like his name, one of them, my favorite artists is he goes by Trip Lee. Why do I like this man? Not only because I agree with what he's distributing as far as his content is concerned, but his delivery, the way he words it, his articulation of his lyrics. You know, that stuff means stuff. And as much as everybody likes that shallow surface music, man, you can't lie. You sit inside of a car by yourself, you want something deep. We all want the deep music, man. We all do. So I love what he does. You know what I'm saying? He is a pastor, but that just came along recently. You know what I'm saying? Before that, he was a hip hop artist from Dallas. You know what I'm saying? Real good. There's another cat named Sevin, S-E-V-I-N. His name's Sevin. Real dope, man. He's real and raw. That's what I love. I love that raw stuff that, you know, you could tell that person when it's not fabricated. You know, I hate the fabricated music where you're like, man, you're talking about the same stuff that 7,000 other dudes are talking about. Yeah, we've all done it, man. I've touched it. We've all touched dope. Well, not everybody, but a lot of y'all, we've all sold it. We've all, yeah, okay, cool. There's only so much thrill you can get from the same concept over and over and over. So this man gives you real truth. You know, for me, personally, the reason why I liked hip-hop from the East Coast was because it was real, like, wise, or wisdom. It was wisdom imparted into you, you know what I'm saying? These were grown men that were talking to you, things that they've seen through their life, trying to give you game, you know what I'm saying? And wisdom to me is just something I hold dear to my heart, and I chase wisdom. So a lot of these artists that I do listen to right now, you know, they're Christian men, but they're artists nonetheless, you know what I'm saying? And their content is wisdom to bring knowledge. Wow, we don't want to be dumb people. We're part of a dumbed down generation. We don't need that anymore, you know what I'm saying? So I thrive for stuff that makes me wiser, smarter, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to be dumb. So there's another cat, his name's Eshawn Burgundy. Real dope, man. Real dope. These people, their lives that they've lived, you know, they're sharing with you the things they've gone through. It's crazy to see all of that. And then what's amazing for me, just my personal opinion, is to see the transformation that happened when God came and changed that dirty person's life. And you're like, man, you too? You could go through all of that? I mean, just for instance, for Sevin, I mean, this man has lost both of his sons inside of a car accident. and lost his daughter. All three of his kids are dead. He lost his wife. Man, he's so open. He's talking about the times when he's been raped. This man's been raped, and he's gonna tell you on the record that he was raped. You know what I'm saying? All the killings he's ever seen in his life. You know what I'm saying? And to see somebody go through that kind of pain, torment, I mean, I can only, I'm a father. I can only imagine what it would be like to lose my son. You know what I'm saying? I can only imagine. I would never want to feel it, and I would never wish it upon my worst enemy, but to endure all that, you got three of them plus your wife gone, bam. And he's still choosing to say, I trust in God, man. I'm still walking to him no matter what, man. That's encouraging. Because people out here in the street, man, you're going to lose $100 and flip out. Come on now, $100 compared to 3 kids and a wife. Wow. So anyway, for me, it's all about wisdom, man. So he's Sean Burgundy, man. I know y'all have heard of Lecrae. Lecrae's a really good artist too, man. There's Tadashi, man. There's so many good artists out there that y'all really don't know of, man. There's so many. And y'all can hit me up on the Facebook, man. Patch in with me. I'm always down to share music. Always down to share the good stuff I got. I got a ton of it, man. You want to come to the studio, come chop it up, we'll come chop it up in the studio, man. Visit the factory. Come on. We'll talk about it, man. So these are some of the artists that I personally listen to on my own time. I enjoy wisdom. Bottom line, you know what I'm saying? With good music, with good production behind it. And there's a lot of it that's out there, you know what I'm saying? So that's it for me. Who I listen to and what I came from to where I'm at, man. So who would I like to make music with in my city? Every single one of y'all, man. Come on with it. As long as you're down to rock with the motion that I'm moving, I'm moving in a positive manner, and I'm trying to unite our streets and our community together to not sit on this, divided mentality. Like that's not where I'm at, man. And I definitely ain't talking about stuff I don't touch. You know what I'm saying? But I know we all got children, we all got family, we all got mothers, brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles. We all got somebody we always speak positive. You ain't always negative. You ain't always negative, and you can't lie in front about it. So anybody who wants to do music that's gonna be positive, is gonna put positivity in motion in our city, I'm definitely down. I'm down to rock with that. So whoever and whatever, whenever the case is, holla at me. I'm good with it. I've worked with a few people out here already. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, those of you who may not know me, but some know me. I've been around for a long time. Over the last hip hop scene for the last 16, 17 years. But I've been real low key. But there's a lot of people who know me as an engineer, and some of these rappers that come record with me, I've recorded tracks with them, done features, and we've done songs in the past and stuff like that, but I'm still down to work with anybody. Matter of fact, I would like to work with Johnny Moon, man, and boy, you need to get yourself on hook already, man. Come get a song, let's get this together, popping, bro, come on with it. Definitely gonna get with the Gotti's Green. We got something coming up soon. I know we're gonna put something together, man. We got something good to put. But whoever, man, I know Zilla, I got you, man. As soon as you send me the beat, I got that hook for you. As soon as you send me the beat and the concept, man, we'll get it together, man. But anybody, man, I'm open to whoever, whatever. I'm not biased against it. But like I said, as long as y'all rocking with the positive motion, let's move. You know what I'm saying? Let's do that. Let's change our city. We can do that. We can be what we're supposed to be. The influence. We're the voice. You know what I'm saying? We're the herd. We're music. We're the ones that flow. It's the frequencies out of all bodies that come through it into these people's ears, man. Let's change it, man. We can. So rock with me, whatever you want. Let's do it, whoever. So, what's the highlight of my career? I don't got a career, but I've been moving for a minute, and one of my highlights was really when I did my first show. I told you earlier about it. It was encouraging to know that, like I said, people were taking my music the way it was intended for them to take it, and it was doing something inside of them, and really making the gears up here shift and maneuver and really take a different perspective on life, you know what I'm saying, and whatever the content may have been. And I just remember that day, the following day from that show, I got an email from somebody there, people coming up to me asking for links and stuff like that, and just trying to see who I was. And I gave her. That's one thing you know about me, is if I'm not prideful in that sense. Like, I'm a person like you. You know what I'm saying? I bleed the same blood that you bleed. You shoot me, the bullet ain't gonna bounce off. It's gonna go right through me and probably kill me, depending on where you hit me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a real person. I'm real, just like you are. You can touch me. So when it comes to shows and things like that I have done, I'll give out personal information. I'm here for people like that. That's the way I am personally. You know what I'm saying? You'll get direct line. You'll get direct anything. You know what I'm saying? However you need to get at me. If you need anything, I can help you. I'm going to be there. So I get this young man my email, and I get my number too, but he ended up shooting me an email. He shot me a big old email telling me thank you. You know, you really, really encouraged me and really reignited my faith and was able to help me. He's like, I was going through a dark time, but your songs uplifted me and really changed my motion. And that, to me, is what I'm all about. My music is to encourage, to help sharpen and shape the minds of our people, you know what I'm saying, especially the youth, man. One thing I gotta tell y'all rappers out there, man, we really gotta be intentional about how we do this, man, because there are kids looking. And I know the ones that rock with me now are my age and a little bit older. We all got kids now. You know what I'm saying? And we you know damn well you don't want to see your kids doing the dumb stuff we did, all of our mistakes. So why would we be force feeding it through our music? You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's a negative. We should eliminate the negative. You know what I'm saying? However, anyways, so for me, I'm trying to make that positive movement. And when I can, and I feel that it's affected somebody positively, man, that's the highlight of, that was a highlight of, for me, that somebody was touched in that way. It was one person. I mean, it could have been more. They didn't say nothing, but this particular young man did tell me something, and that really just like propelled me forward to say, you keep doing what you're doing. You keep giving them, you know what I'm saying, these inspiring messages and speak the truth to them, because, you know, the truth sets us free, man. We're a slave population, and I feel like we need to jump out of that when we can and while we can. You know what I'm saying? So the highlight of my career was the time when somebody told me that I did what I was supposed to do, and I encouraged that person. You know what I'm saying? All right, so it's shout out time, guys. All right, if I miss you, my bad. Okay, I know I got love for you. So first of all, I want to send a shout out to the man behind the cam. You know what I'm saying, Shark Man, for putting this all together. Because to be honest with you, it's a blessing, guys. It's a blessing to be able to, this kind of like unites us as a community of hip hop artists, and that's great. We lack that in our community, man. So shout out to this man right here, man. Praise God for that. So I also want to send a shout out to all the artists who've been up in the factory, man. I can't even name it, like 50 million of y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? But Rez, I know you some of your shout outs. I'm gonna do the same for you, Mike. You know, I got you, boy, Mike. You know what I'm saying? All the Gottis, man. All of y'all who do out there. Jay Styles, my boy, man. Got LP. There's a lot of brothers y'all don't know. BZ, Paperback BZ. We don't go by Paperback BZ no more, man. My boy Real. You know, what's up, man? Try to get y'all in this documentary so y'all can come do your thing, bro. And let yourself be known, man. Man, there's so many, I can't. I would love to, but 16 years worth of artists and every, man, there's too many of y'all. Y'all know I got you. Y'all know y'all got my numbers, and y'all know how to get a hold of me. So shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to all the artists and corporates, man, who are trying to get big. You know, Just Victor, man, what's up, bro? You, Vic. Shout out to you, brother. I'll give you a direct one, man, because yeah, you're doing your thing, bro. I'm glad to see what you're doing, bro. So just keep on doing what you're doing, to be honest with you. Shout out to all of the artists that are moving. But I do want to encourage you, like I said, really try to get rid of something positive, man. Our city needs it. We need to stand up and rise up and be the positivity that we need to be in this city. So let's do that, man. Let's do that. Let's do something different. We ain't done nothing different. You know what I'm saying? We ain't done nothing different. Let's do something. Let's be something different. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know where it's at, the factory. If y'all ever need any recording, $25 an hour. I'll give you a quick mix. It's all good. Y'all know my quality is great, so I ain't trying to boast on that, but praise God, I got some good quality for $25 an hour. Come holler at me on there. If you want any of my music, soundcloud.com/factory, FAKTORY _ mastering. I need to get another one, but that's where it's at. Factory Mastering. You'll find some songs. Anywhere you see sign in a song, that's mine. Check it out. The first probably like 7 or 8 of them on. Y'all can find me on there. Facebook. My Facebook name is Richie Garcia. They made me take off the engineer, man. I hate that. Y'all would have found me as the engineer, but yeah, they made me. So catch me on Facebook if you ain't already. Call me on Facebook if we ain't there. Link up with me, patch in. Let's do something together, man. Whatever the case may be, let's move positively for our community. We really need to see something different for these children, man, and for ourselves, bro. Real talk. So, just shout out to all of y'all, man. Much love, man. Grace and peace to all of y'all, man. Again, also another thing is if y'all, man, we all need it. So don't act like you don't. So, whoever needs it, get on my page, man. Holla at me. If y'all need some prayer, man, I'm here for y'all, man. I pray for y'all, whatever y'all need, matter of fact. You know what I'm saying? Get at me. Let's move. Let's do this. I'm here for y'all, all right? Shout out to y'all. Peace, man.
I'm Quincy from Dark Shoe Records, promoter, producer, artist. Do all the videos and everything that we do. 361 music documentary in Corpus Christi. So, get it going. Started rapping was, I wasn't doing music. I was in the band before and kind of just fell out of that. And I met Nate. And at the time I was going through some hard times or whatever, and he heard some music that I freestyled at my buddy Alan's house, and it was just a random freestyle, but he dug it and he wanted to record me, so we did some songs. He taught me how to use Fruity Loops, and it kind of just took place of being in the band and being able to write and use my creativity for what it's worth, you know what I mean? So it just filled in the void the moment that I didn't have music, so it all worked out. And you know, since then I've just been in Dark Street ever since then, and started working on my craft, getting better with the program, and from there just went on. In '05 I was in a band with Joseph, Eric, Alan, and Danny, and This Dying Dream, and we had our run for a while, recorded 2 EPs, and that was that. And then when I met Nate, I just started working with him and JC Blue and my nephew Cynical Saint, and learned how to make beats. And I worked with different artists, but never really like projects with them, you know, but just a lot of features and stuff like that. The first song I actually wrote and recorded was, I'd have to say, was Notes to Reveal. It was when I was in This Dying Dream. And I wrote the song on the way to Snakeskin Productions with some guy named Jake that recorded our first EP with TVD. And we recorded it, and the experience was crazy because I'd never recorded like that with the headphones and the mic and stuff like that. So, and then being in an open room and having some guy tell me like, all right, like, go. And I wasn't really comfortable just singing around a lot of people. I used to always like, you know, when we do our own demos and stuff like that, it was different, but actually being in the studio where they did it was pretty awesome. And then hearing the finished product and what he did with my vocals, it was like a lot of people didn't really think it was me, and it was pretty awesome to hear my words and then showing it to people, and then like, oh man, that came out badass, you know what I mean? So it was cool. It was really a memorable experience. My buddy Eric, drummer at the time, was with us, and his girlfriend, which is his wife now, but it was awesome. It was awesome. It was really good. The song that I really performed the most was the one that I wrote with This Dying Dream and Renounce the Traitor and stuff like that. Was most of the time I spent on stage was with them. But when I finally did my own songs with Nathan, and we went to Dallas to perform Brother Lynchung, and we did a set up there, and it was just like if I was performing with the band, like nothing really changed. And the only thing it was a new thing for me, going from like metal to like rapping or singing or whatever, you know, so getting comfortable with it was kind of a crazy transaction, because my heart was being in the metal band, but like I said, when the band fell off, like Dark Street, Nathan picked me back up, and it's awesome, you know, just to know that people, when you think like your songs ain't cool or you don't think people are liking it, and people actually hear them and they're like, dang, you did a good job. It's a pretty awesome feeling, you know what I mean? Like, especially your peers that you look up to telling you that your stuff is good. It's awesome. It's a good feeling, especially when people like your creativity and you think it's not even, you know, anything. So I dig it. I encourage everybody to do so. My brothers and my sisters, and my sister used to write poems when she was younger, and I used to always trip out like on what she would say, because she would write some intense stuff, you know, and I guess like the life she lived, like she learned and she been through a lot. It was like real words, you know. So growing up, I always wanted to write what I felt. Like I never really wanted to try what anybody else was writing. Like I wanted to put what I felt in my own words. So, you know, she when she saw me picking that up, and she would always push me and like, you know, like read my stuff or hear my music and just encourage me. And then my brothers were, you know, got me into doing heavy music, and my brother Johnny played guitar, and so whenever I got into music, they were just like go to my shows and, you know, wear my shirts and jam my music. And, you know, growing up, my brother had a drum set, so I would learn how to play drums, and that just kind of got them to push me. And a lot of my friends too, like 99 Minutes, he's one of the guys that managed us for a while. He's always supported everything I did, always pushed me. My buddy EJ, Aureleus was one of the guys that influenced me to do a lot and supported everything I did. The Mark Hannah from Zeros was one of the guys, I mean, not just me, but supported This Dying Dream, and Dillo from, I mean, I could go on and on. There's a lot of people that really supported everything I've done. And like Richard too, like would support Dark Street and let us do shows at Theo's and never had a problem. And it's cool. But the main support was like my family, and, you know, watching my kids watching me do it now, it's like kind of like going around and they want to pick it up, so I want to be their support system. So, you know, and family, nobody supports you better than family, at least in my opinion. Give me a chance. My buddy Ruben, he played guitar, and me and him would jam, and I was learning how to play drums and stuff. And I mean, I wasn't the best, but after a while, he had started a new band, and they had a singer and everything, and I kind of like was, hey, y'all need a second singer, you know, like I could do the highs, and my buddy Nahar was doing the lows and stuff, and they talked to the guys, and they let me in, and then from there, we're doing Downward Spiral, and wrote 4 songs, and that kind of fell off. But the bass player that we had tried out for that band, which was Joseph, he got me into This Dying Dream. Just so happened the drummer that he had was my buddy from high school, which was Eric Maiden, and we started jamming with them, and my buddy Alan and Dan got into it, and we started writing music and doing shows. We had our first show at Sounds, before it was called the Underground, on Agnes. I think Sal was owning that place, and we did our first show with Eternal Legions. And from there, that's when I met Nate, and but since then I've been Dark Street. Been there since 2008. All like giving up. Yeah, a lot. But it never happens. Like I always feel like, you know, fuck it, I give it up. I don't even want to do this no more, and it's a waste of time. But it's so much of a habit, and even like if I wasn't trying to be famous or make money or anything, it's just natural. Like I have to write. I have to like make some kind of music. I have to like let it out some way, and the only way I know how is just writing something, recording it, and then listening to it, even if I'm the only one hearing it. But yeah, I feel like it, but my body won't let me give up. I can say it's a waste of time, but I feel like it's time well used, you know what I mean? It helps me. It's like therapy. Like, I can tell the mic whatever I want. It won't judge me. It won't say anything back. It'll just let me spill my heart, and then let me reflect on whatever it was, you know what I mean? And like it's a relief, you know what I mean? It's like that stress, like, you know, a bit of weight lifted off my shoulders. So I don't think I'll ever give up, but it's just in me. But I think about it sometimes, and I come close, but it never happens. It never does. Rappers, growing up, I was really into like Scarface and like the darker sound like Ghetto Boys, Bone Thugs and Harmony, and I listened to like one Notorious Big album, but I was a big fan of his for a while. But then I got introduced to Insane Clown Posse and just the creativity they have, and a lot of people don't really hear like the music that they really have, but like when you actually listen to them and how they can talk about some real shit and they just do it in a joking manner, like pretty much saying it's gonna be alright, shit happens, you know what I mean? So they were kind of like a big influence on what, and then growing up like listening to bands like the Slipknot and stuff would do that and Soulfly, and then I was a big Korn fan too. That was another group that helped me write, and that was like a rap metal kind of deal that they had going on. But then also lately, like right now, my favorite artists are, of course, Tech Nine's one of my favorite artists. Joyner Lucas is one of them. Hobson. There's just a lot of people that get to the point, like instead of using metaphors and trying to do riddles and stuff, like they get to the point, tell you what's up, and like their real life situations. So a lot of my writing came from both metal and rap, and I think that's what makes me the artist I am. So a lot of those artists that I mentioned had a lot to do with my writing, and my creativity, music, making beats or whatever, like just trying to be different. And I think that's why I don't really, nobody likes to hear anything different, you know what I mean? Like they hear something different, they're like, oh wow, that's not ordinary. Like, let me go back to listen, what everybody else is listening to, because everybody's just scared to have an open mind and listen to other genres. And people you do meet that are like that, it's awesome. And you automatically connect, like the guys here in Darkshire and everything. Like, we all have the similarity backgrounds, like Mudvayne, Slipknot, Korn, Tech Nine, ICP, Brother Lynch Hung. It's just all those mashed into one to create pretty much Darkshire. I've worked with a lot of people that I've wanted to work with, like Life the G, SD the Team. I've worked with Robzilla. I've got him on one of the songs that I produced. Worked with Briolette. I've worked with T-Res, one of my good friends that I work music with. Tragic Bethel is another guy that I worked with. But people that I want to work with in the future, like soon here in a little bit, I'm gonna have Mr. Rilla from Drum Play Music come in and get on one of our songs. I've always wanted to work with him. I've always wanted to work with Loud Mouth from Gotti Gang. He's one of the ones that I like checking out. The guys from Young Rollers, Daniel and Big My, Little S would be pretty cool to work with. There's so many people. I mean, I've done songs with 12 Night Chaos. I know, like as far as Dark Street, but yeah, those are the main ones. Loud Mouth, Young Rollers. I always wanted to work with what's his name? I know his name. I hit him up earlier. Jay Boogie's one of them. I want to work with. He'd be cool to work with. I don't know why I can't remember. Johnny Moog. I don't know why I forgot his name. That guy's like to work with him, and then even like from bands like John Ramos from Vatio, I think that's how you pronounce his name. I always wanted to get him on a couple of hooks, just doing some crazy gutturals, and the guys from I'm pretty sure that's it. There's so many people I want to work with. I think if I work with a lot of people that are different from me, like the stuff we could come up with would probably be crazy. But like I said, everybody's scared of doing something different. But one day it's gonna happen. Oh, and Mark Rock, one of the ones I want to work with too. never know. You never know what happened. But soon Mr. Rose gonna come and drop us a verse. Get that going. What I've done was playing at the Palacio Ballroom. So we opened up for Job for Cowboy, Cow Decapitation, from the second story window. So many bands. That's when That I Am Dead was around. And we were the first bands to play. And they put us on. They got us on stage. We set up. It was the biggest area we ever played. TDD just started. And the guy, the promoter, was all, yeah, y'all can play. Y'all start. And the room was empty. And we were like, what the? Like, really? Like, right now? Like, yeah. So, alright, so we opened up with that song. It was a 4 count, and right when that 4 count came in, it was like the kids just started rushing from the door to the stage, and I would only see that like on like metal DVDs of concerts and stuff, and they came rushing in and started headbanging and doing their kicks and slamming and stuff, and before you know it, was like 500 kids like up front, and it was pretty crazy. Like it was a lot. I mean, it wasn't the most people that anybody's ever done in Corpus, but as far as me, like that was like awesome. Like packed crowd. Like, people were getting into it, loving it, and stuff like that. And that was awesome. Oh, and Robstown. The first time I played in Robstown, that was insane. They started pulling monkey bars out of the ground, and it was like dead for like the first half of the song, and then when we came in with the breakdown, the crowd just started going nuts. We saw a big old pile of dirt. Cloud of dirt. It was intense. That was a memorable moment. I can think of 2 memorable moments. I want to give a shout out to Sharkman first and foremost for getting us on the documentary. It's awesome to be included. I want to give a shout out to all the 361 artists, rap, metal. You make music, you write, like, just keep it going. Hopefully one day we run into each other, whoever it is, make some music, make something happen, book a show, make history. Thank you for checking out this documentary. Hopefully you share it, you like it, you show your friends, and let's unite, man. 361.
What's up, everybody? It's the Icon, and y'all tuned in to the 361 hip hop documentary, rocking with the Sharkman. How did I get started? I can't say how I got started. It just kind of happened. Just something that just one day I popped in a CD, and just I had this urge in me to flow, and at first I sucked, but I nurtured the flow, and I turned it into something, and that's always just been what it was. And I can't say that there was nothing really that was like, oh, like this is what you want to do, this is what you want. No, it's nothing. I never wanted to do this. I never wanted to be a rapper. It just kind of happened, So I'm not a rapper, I'm an artist, but I mean this is what it was. It was just a feeling in me, and just a feeling that I had to let out through words, poetry and through art, and it's a blessing, it's a beautiful thing. So that's the thing I make music with, and Life recorded me. I was going to him for a minute, but I also was recorded with Brad, and we actually did a few songs together. We actually got a few songs under the rug. Then I had my homeboy, AJ, shout out, and he recorded me. We got a few songs together, and that's really it. Everything else, I did by myself. I had went and got it recorded somewhere, and I haven't really messed with too many people, and I need to, though. That needs to change. But as of right now, those are really the only people that I've worked with. And yeah. All right. So what was it like to write your first song recorded? Writing, I've been doing a long time, like way before I ever recorded. So, I had stuff put away, stuff that I won't ever use, stuff I won't ever see. So writing is always it's a beautiful thing, though. It helps me, let out my emotions. That's my outlet. When I'm feeling stressed out, or if I got too much going on, whatever, I just write, and I just let it all out. Recording, though, that was fun, and the first time I recorded and was able to hear what I was making, on a beat, man, it was a beautiful thing. I fell in love with that feeling, and I just plan to duplicate it and to keep on doing it, as many times as I can, and just do as much as I possibly can, because that's what I love doing. That's recording and making music is where my heart is, and that's really what I'm happy doing. That's what I want to do. What does it feel like to perform my songs? Oh man, I haven't performed in a while, but when I was performing, man, it was man, it's just a lovely feeling, being able to get up there and show something that you've done, something that you created, and that was definitely, man, when I had anxiety or whatever, man, I would perform and I would just release all of that tension, all of that anxiety. I'd come off the stage and I felt great. I didn't have no worries in the world. I didn't know what was bothering me before, and any of that. And I mean that's what that feels like for me. It's just that's my natural, just the way out of it all. You get up there and you perform, you escape all of that, and that's how that feels. Who supports my dreams and who believes in me? And my little sister, my older sister, my family in general, man, they support me, and they always have. And that is my biggest support system right there. I know that if I go share something, they're gonna share it. I know they're gonna like it, and that's really all I need. I got people who do support me. They can't wait till I drop something else, and they want to know what's Icon doing, what's he been up to. But it's my sisters who really, kind of, I have them, and that's really all I need. Who gave me a chance, man? I mean, and I don't mean this any type of way, but nobody gave me a chance. Nobody paid for my studio time. Nobody did nothing for me, music wise, that I didn't do for myself. Some people did actually, show me in the right direction. Tell me like, this is what you need to do, and this is how you should do it, or this is what you need to get done if you're gonna further yourself as an artist. But it's taken a lot of time to get there. I mean, but before, when I was, a year and a half ago, when I was in it deep, and no one had done nothing for me. I mean, I paid for my studio time. I found all my own beats, and that's just what that was. So, shout out to everybody who has supported me, but very few people, not none have done anything for me. So that's that. Okay, so do I feel like giving up sometimes? I mean, I wouldn't say I gave up, but I fell back from the scene, for about a year and a half. So and I'm fresh, I'm back. Wasn't too long ago that I decided, I need to get back into making music. But yeah, there was one point where I definitely was like, I can't say that I felt like it wasn't worth it. But I guess it was a combination of things. There wasn't enough, love being shown, from the city, and I had a whole lot going on my own plate, and to me, it was just too much pressure, I guess, being the icon, because to me the name holds weight itself, to be like I am the icon or the icon. I mean, you can't, you have to have bars, you have to have something, and as that moment in my life, trying to be that person or live up to that, it was too much, but maybe I just thought about it too much, I don't know, and so I did fall back for a little while, yeah, and but now, I mean, here we are, and I mean, those thoughts are gone. This is what it is, and love me or hate me, I mean, it's whatever, I'm back, and that's just how things are gonna be, and this is just the beginning of something big. So, who's my favorite rap artist and why? I got two answers to that question, because I have my favorite lyrical rapper, and then I have my favorite, style rapper. So the first answer is gonna be K-Rino, because K-Rino got lyrics all day. He got bars for days. He got stuff that, I mean, I hear it amazes me. So definitely K-Rino when it comes to lyricism. But when it comes to style and being able to put a song together, man, I gotta give it to Kevin Gates. I know a lot of people hate him, but man, to me, he's doing it right. He knows how to put his songs together, and he just does everything right. He got that style, and I'm fucking with it hard. Like that. That to me is like, he's up there. He ain't K-Rino, but he's good. So I mean, those are my answers. Okay, so who would I like to make music with in town? I'm actually open to make music with anybody. As long as you're willing to work with me, and you know, everything is understandable, you know, and I agree to the content and all of that. I mean, I'm willing to work with anybody, you know. I really, you know, there's no hard feelings towards anybody. I have no reason not to want to work with anybody, and I mean, that's really that. But since the get-go, there's been one person I've been wanting to work with, haven't been able to work with him yet, and that would have to be Merc Rock, you know. So definitely one of these days, you know, I've been meaning to. I'm gonna need to go out my way, and I'm gonna need to get him on something. But other than that, man, you know, it ain't nothing for me to work with anybody. If someone wants to work with me, man, I'm open to it. You know, there's no, you know, there's no hard feelings. You know, there's no reason to say no. Okay, so what is the highlight of my career? You know, as of right now, I really haven't done too much, you know, because I'm still in the process of, you know, creating my name. But not just that, I'm actually recreating it. But when I think back, it was probably you know, this is back when I was going as, you know, Cyclone Icon. I actually Googled myself, you know, and I know everyone's like, oh, you Googled yourself, but I Googled myself, you know, and I'm glad I did, because I found out, you know, my songs are being streamed in Uganda and you know, places throughout Africa, and even in places where, you know, these places were spelled with symbols and not letters. And when I saw that, it just kind of it blew my mind, because that was the last thing I expected to see, you know. And it just amazed me that my songs have made it so far, and how did these people hear about my songs, and the fact that they actually took the time to pull them off of, you know, SoundCloud or whatever, and then stream them on their radio stations. To me, that was actually like that was incredible, you know. That was a beautiful thing. And you know, I don't know how I did it. I can't say, you know. And you know, it's pretty cool to know that people are fucking with your music, you know. I mean, not just people in your little area, not just people in your state, not just people in your country, but people, you know, overseas. People you don't know how they know, you don't know how they found out, or, you know, you don't even know why they like your music, but for whatever reason, man, you know, they're fucking with it. And that, you know, that to me is like, as of right now, that is the highlight. I guess that's it for this time. And once again, you know, this is the Icon. And y'all are tuned in to the 361 hip hop documentaries. You know, shout out to Sharkman for putting all this together. You know, and just shout out to everybody out there who's repping for the city, repping for the state, and, you know, really just shout out to everybody who's out there doing the thing and making things happen, because that's the most important thing. I don't care where you're from, I don't care what you're doing, as long as you're doing it, man, and you're doing what makes you happy. You know, shout out. And like I said, it's the Icon. You know, you can go find me on Facebook, you know, under Charles Edge, the Icon, or you can go ahead and do this early, depending on however it happens. I do got my new page coming out, the Icon, you know, TheIKon, and you can find it right now. You can go like it right now on Facebook. But I mean, I'm waiting to put it out there until, you know, I get my DBAs are certified and whatever through Facebook. But it is up, and you can like it, and more content will be uploaded to that page, and so on and so forth. So, you know,
I'm glad I ain't come out in this, you know, the last few years, you know. But right now, I think everybody want to change back to hip hop, and, you know what I'm saying, rhyme skills and things of that nature. So